Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my Finish It Friday video for Friday, March 1st, 2024. So if you want to see what I've been working on this week, please stay tuned. I am so excited about the work that I got done this past week in my sewing room. I hope that you've had a productive week and a creative week. I'm ready to share. I have some partial finishes. I got a new commission. I have just a quick little update, and I'm really excited. First, I think we should start with my complete finish, so you can check that out right here. I finally finished the butterfly garden quilt. You can see that the binding is all the way on it. I want to get a few close-ups of it so that you can see it. It is super cute. Take a look at this binding. And these are just the scraps from the backing fabric that I cut into 2.5-inch strips and stitched all the way around. So it's just so cute, so sweet. And I'm so excited that I finally got it all the way finished. Okay, let's flip it around so that we can see the back of the quilt. Here's the back. We can see it a little bit better. We can see that binding definitely better. It's a little bit thicker here on the back. And I'm so happy that I decided not to go with a flange on this one, because I love that finish on the front that's just really smooth. And the I think that the binding looks so cute on the back. And then I put the label up at the top. I actually wrote it on one of the pieces instead of attaching a separate label. But it's so cute. Most of these fabrics are from the front of the quilt, except for that pink at the top, and then this pink square right here, and then one of these blues, that blue in the center right next to the pink square. Those aren't on the front, but everything else is. Oh, and this one up here in the corner. This is where it all started, this fabric. But only 1 or 2 blocks. There's another one that made it to the back. But really cute, really happy with how it turned out. I'm about to put it in the washer, and then we'll see how it crinkles up. I have this butterfly quilt. I'm gonna give it away on Sunday. I have it here. I've washed it, taken it out of the dryer. It has that nice quilted crinkle. I hope you can see it in the video. It is so, so, so cute. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Take a look at the back. And of course, this is the Butterfly Garden quilt. All of these are floral prints and prints that have little butterflies on them. The butterfly blocks, the applique blocks are vintage. I'm calling them vintage. They were given to me. I didn't actually make those, but this quilt just came together absolutely perfectly. And I'm really happy that I can give this away to that little sweet baby. My next partial completion, my hood is being weird, hold on. My next partial completion is the memory quilt that is inspired by this book, Easy Does It 3-Yard Quilts by Donna Robertson. The pattern is Time Machine right here, and I can't wait for you to see what that looks like all laid out. Here you go. Here is the completed quilt top for the memory quilt that was inspired by the Time Machine pattern from Fabric Cafe. I'm going to start up at the top and we'll go down. Sorry about the shadow here. It has the large squares alternated with the hourglass blocks, and to me it's turned out really nice. I love it that the hourglass blocks were that I could get some solid colors in each one of those. I was worried that it would all be patterned, but I love the way the solids look, kind of framing out some of these squares. I had some embroidery done on that center red square for the clients, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. It finishes at about 72 by 84. I thought it was going to be 60 by 72, and then I ordered backing for it, not realizing that it was going to be a little bit bigger than that. So I had to go back, and I'm going to put a black and red plaid, I think, as my backing fabric. And I have my binding fabric downstairs. I'm working on the binding right now. It's going to be a black and maroon burgundy binding with a flange. So I'm really excited to get the backing fabric for this one, get it put up on the long arm, and see how this quilt turns out. The next thing that I want to talk about is the update on my great-grandmother's quilt. I have not sat down to do the stitching on that yet, but I did assess everything to see where the repairs needed to be. I am going to be working on the bow tie block, the butterfly blocks in that quilt. And I have just a few pictures. These are kind of the before pictures, so that as I start stitching, I can take you along and you can see how everything comes together on those butterfly blocks. I'm putting the pictures right here in the video. As I was looking at first, I was like, man, there's nothing to repair in these sections of the quilt. But as I continued to look and was able to kind of spread the quilt out just a little bit, I found a few spots. There's one section, that brown, where the fabric kind of has holes in it. So I think I'm gonna create a patch to go over it, but I haven't decided yet. I'm gonna talk it over with my mom and see what she thinks would be best, what she would like to see. She may just say patch over it. I don't want to take out the section if I don't have to. So hopefully I can just put like either a thin line of a similar color fabric, or maybe just do a completely contrasting thing. I don't know. I'll talk it over with her, see what she thinks is best, and then move from there. But there are other areas that I can repair while I wait and think about what to do about that one section. So we'll start with the other ones, and then we'll probably come back to that brown section last. Another thing that happened, I was going to, I have a desire to put one of my UFOs on the long arm while I wait to pick up fabric for this other quilt, for the memory quilt that needs to go on the long arm. But what I was going to do, and what I am still going to do, is piece batting for that. And as I was getting ready to get the batting and all of that together, I got a quilt commission. So I'm moving the coin quilt. I want to do the African coin quilt. I'm moving it to the side for just a second to start my new commission. Since I was going to do that, I decided to pull out an older sewing machine. This is actually my grandmother's sewing machine. I have it sitting here on the table. This table has the leaf that can go down, but the machine is actually in the case, so it can't go down into the leaf. I think it could go into a table, but it won't go down into this leaf on the on this machine. On this table. So I have it sitting up on the table. This is a dressmaker sewing machine. I'm going to take a picture of the front and insert it here so that you can see the machine. It got serviced, I think last year. I took it in to get it serviced, and I hadn't taken it out since I got it serviced. And I was going to piece my batting with this machine, but then I just started sewing on it, and it's really nice. I'm excited about how it stitches. The stitches are just gorgeous. And so in order to kind of see what it was going to do, I worked on some crumb blocks, or like just stitched a few pieces together just to see if it would do anything, if you know what the stitches look like and all that. So I did that, and then I was so happy with it that I decided to try the binding for the memory quilt. So I'm currently stitching that right here. And the second day that I tried to use it, something weird was happening with the I changed the bobbin, and it didn't I think it was the bobbin or something, it just wasn't working right. And so in order to double check it, I started working on my second Jacob's Ladder block. And so I pieced all of this together, and I have 3 4 patches done. I didn't use it as leader enders just because I was checking the stitches on this to see, to make sure everything was okay before I ran the binding. So I have 3 4 patches completely done, and then these 4 patches need to be stitched. This is my leader ender project. I do have this already stitched, but that is from the other machine, and so I'm not going to finish this block on this machine. I'm going to finish it on the other machine. But yeah, so I have these 2 blocks going on right now. Just really, I don't know, just kind of trying something new with this machine. I still have my Kenmore machine, but I took it to be serviced a few weeks ago, got it back, and it's still sitting right here in the carry bag. I haven't even taken it out. So for now, I'm going to stitch on this machine, and I got this new commission that I want to share with you. So let's check that out right quick. As I said, I got a quilt commission this week. Someone asked me about making a new baby quilt, and she said she wanted it to be a rainbow quilt. And as soon as she said rainbow quilt, I immediately thought about the trip around the world. I've seen pictures of the rainbow in a trip around the world pattern, and I just think it's so special, and I want to create this quilt for them. And I'll put a picture of the trip around the world quilt that I made last year or 2 years ago. Maybe, I don't remember. Last year I think was when I made it, or like at the end of 2022. And I was so happy with how it turned out and how simple it was. And so I'm excited to recreate that look or that style with this rainbow pattern. I have, as soon as she said it, before she even gave me the deposit, I went ahead and got a basket and started putting 2.5-inch strips in here. And I've been going through my fabrics, going, okay, what else can I put in here? So I'm going to make the trip around the world for her. I'm just so excited, y'all. You have no idea. So if you want to see this video, I mean this series, I'd love to do it. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in seeing how I put this together. There are some videos about the other trip around the world, but maybe I can tweak this one and make it a little bit more accessible, a little easier. I don't know. But what I'm going to do is, instead of using a full 2.5-inch strip like I did in the last quilt, I'm going to do half strips. And so that's going to allow me hopefully a little bit more variety. And if I have a smaller portion of some of the fabrics, I can kind of piece them together, and give me some, I don't know. But so I have the first strip set that I'm going to stitch. I just have not stitched it. I'm working on this binding right now. And so this will be like, probably until I finish the other quilt, this will be like an every other day for just a little bit a day project. And then as soon as I'm done with the other quilt, this one is all in. But let me show you what I've done so far. And this is kind of halfway. I have a lot of fabric that is on that side of the room that has been starched and is waiting to be pressed and cut. And it's like a lot of fabric that I'm cutting to get one strip off of it. So I'm going to, as I'm cutting, I'm going to, at least if I can get 2 strips, I'm going to get 2 strips off of it, put them in the scrap bin, and then I'll cut the rest into smaller scraps, like squares, if I choose to. I don't know yet. So I have half strips, and these pieces have already been cut into half strips. And so when I cut the new pieces off, I'm going to cut those into half strips as well. All right, so my order, of course, since it's going to be rainbow order, I have not seen this laid out. And what I like, or what I'm going to do, is I'm just going to pull random strip sets or random strips out in the colors, and then and then stitch it together. And when I slice all the strip sets, I'm gonna put everything in here, and it's gonna be completely random when it's time to take the strip sets apart and resew them together. So that's gonna be different from my last, from the last quilt I did. So I'm just looking forward to seeing how that comes together. So here's the orange, and then the yellow, green, and I'm just so, this is gonna be so fun, I think, putting this together. I was able to pull from strips that I already had that were already cut, so I haven't had to cut a lot for this yet, and I don't think I will, because everything is going to be pre-cut before I get it started. So so this is going to be my first strip set, and then for each of the other ones I'm just going to randomly pull red, orange, yellow, just to see what comes out of it, and then cut everything up and put it all back in here and pull the strips, the little strip units one at a time. So excited. Again, if you're interested in seeing exactly how this goes together, I would love to share it with you. Let me know in the comments if we need to do a quick series on this particular trip around the world. What else? I think that's it. It's been pretty fun this week, and I'm looking forward to seeing for next week. My goals, let's see. I know that I need to get the memory quilt on the long arm, so I'm going to go pick up that fabric pretty soon, get that on the long arm. Really, if I could get that finished within the next week or two, that would be amazing. And I know having the flange binding is going to help with that. Getting a move on this quilt is going to be really awesome. And then working on my great-grandmother's quilt. I was thinking about this. These don't really count. Like, even the butterfly quilt is not a UFO. It's a new project that I completely started and finished. So really the only UFO that I've completed is the Bargello quilt. And I don't know, like, it's okay, but I may need to slip another UFO in. And even if it's just piecing or cutting or something, I need to think about that a little more, because I do want to finish some more UFOs. But I'm happy to work on these new projects. They are very exciting. And the other stuff, I'm like, well, but I do want to be more intentional about hitting those UFOs. So let me know what you're working on this week, what you're excited about for the next week. If you have any questions about what you've seen in this video, leave them in the comments below. Thumbs up this video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.